Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Peak to Middle School. My name is Narwhal.
My name is Kyle.
Mixed up the intro a little bit.
Yeah, you did.
Said
Kind of caught me
hey
off guard.
instead of all right.
Did you always start with, all right, what's going on, everybody?
Yeah, but I say it way too fast. Also, why all
All right, what's
right?
going on, everybody? What?
Why do I say all right?
I don't know.
It's not like an intro word.
All right.
The word all right.
It's like, okay, welcome back.
Yeah. I don't
Yeah,
know,
it's
weird.
unnecessary.
All right, Kyle. So, my friend Jordan, I saw her over break, and I went over to her house, and right when I walked in, her parents had this insane thing that just happened that they had to tell me,
Okay.
and it blew my mind.
Oh.
Their dog is a female dog
Okay.
named Tango. Very cool dog.
Tango.
And their cat is also a female. I forget the cat's Tula, okay?
Tango
It was
and
Tango and Tula.
Tula.
Both females.
Okay.
Tula has a little has a stub tail, so it's like her tail got cut off.
So it's
or
like not
something.
really a cat.
So there's Tango and Tula, okay?
T and T.
Apparently they said Tango has never once humped anything in their whole life because it's a girl, right? The guy dogs are the ones that
There's
do
some
the humping.
girl humping dogs though.
Yeah, but it's rare.
All right.
So
I've seen it.
Generally speaking, the male dogs will like hump legs or they'll go hump another dog, and then
I've been
you
humped.
got to pull them apart. Yeah, I've been humped too. It's kind of a compliment in a way.
I mean, no, they hump everything. Dude. It's not a compliment. It's just it's kind of the awkward feeling, especially if you're somewhere that you don't really know the people very well and their dog starts humping you. It's like
can I kick this dog off of me or what?
Weird, yeah. Sorry to cut you off about your whole story,
No.
but that's something that when you are with a dog that you don't really know that well, or like with a family, you don't know the boundaries of the dog. You don't know how aggressive to be to like, hey, get off me.
Yeah.
Because, so it could be the family where it's like, oh, he loves to lick your face. Like, let him lick your face. Or there's a family that's like, oh, my gosh, we're so sorry he's licking your face.
Yeah.
And I don't want to be like the asshole that's like, ugh, don't touch me, dog. But, like, I don't really want my face licked, you know?
Yeah, no, I mean, I love dogs as much as any human on the planet, but I've never liked when dogs lick my face.
Yeah.
I don't even like when dogs will give me like a little kiss. They say like a kiss. It's more like a dog slobbering on your lip.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like it.
Yeah.
It smells so gross. Then I need to wash my face.
Yeah. And, dude, one of my cats always has a wet nose.
Yeah.
Always hydrated. She
Yeah.
always rubs her wet nose on my hand. I'm like, dude.
They're supposed to, though. Like, they're supposed to have wet noses.
No, I know, but hers is like always like extra wet and cold, and it just like
It's gross.
Yeah, I don't like it.
Yeah.
Okay, anyways, continue.
So,
Tango and Tula.
Yeah, so Tango's a female. Pretty normal dog. No weird issues or anything. Never once humped anything. And they said all of a sudden, right before I got there, Tula, the little kitty, was sitting in front of the fireplace, and Tango just walks up and just like pins this cat and just starts humping it.
How is the dog big?
I mean, the cat's pretty small.
I mean, it's a
And
cat.
The dog is like the size of like a golden retriever.
Jeez, like crushed it.
Well, like they said it was like she attempted to hump it.
What?
I don't know what that means. I didn't witness it, but they're now the whole family is kind of like their whole reality is
They're
just
on edge. It's like
yeah.
this could have been going on for years.
Exactly.
This could have been humping happening.
And they're just confused. They're like, is our dog lesbian? Is our dog maybe
I think it's a display of
interested in
dominance.
both? Maybe our dog's confused. Maybe our dog has been bored with their life for a little bit and is experimenting now.
Maybe it's not even. Maybe Tango's actually a dude.
That was also a
like
conversation
really small
we had.
dick.
Yeah. Thought maybe the dick got chopped off.
I mean, I don't know how would that happen. Gets neutered and chops off the dick and balls.
Yeah, and you could just tell the whole night.
vibe
Dogs
was
know.
off?
The dogs know when you're talking about them, which is weird.
Yeah.
Like we were talking about her, and she was like
She was
very embarrassed. I feel so bad when dogs get embarrassed.
Yeah, but it's kind of funny.
It's cute, but it's so sad. Like when they eat something that they're not supposed to, and you start scolding them.
There's like looking at it. Like,
Yeah, man. I don't know. I just thought that was pretty funny. You know what else is funny?
What?
The fact that you got food poisoning for the third time this year. Was it the third time or the fourth time?
Third.
Nice. So, what
Yeah.
happened?
I mean, standard food poisoning situation. I started like feeling kind of weird Sunday night. Dude, this was right before Thanksgiving too. So I was worried that I was going to get the stomach flu. Like I wasn't sure if it was food poisoning or the stomach flu. Basically, it was flying out of me.
I mean, is the stomach flu worse than food poisoning?
Yeah, because I think you have a fever too.
Oh, so
and it like lasts longer. Food poisoning is just like you got to get it all out of your system. Stomach flu, I think, is like continuous.
yeah.
So I was like, if I'm sick during Thanksgiving and can't eat, it's gonna break my heart because I already wasn't able to eat for a couple weeks before this with my whole dentist situation.
Yeah, I was kind of laughing. Like, I felt bad for you, but I was also kind of laughing because you had just lost 15 pounds.
I gained a little bit
Then
back.
you were trying to gain it back. and
Lost
then you get
that
food
back. I'm
poisoning.
back to where I was before. It sucks. I know. It's bad. My life sucks right now is what I'm saying. Yeah, so
But how come? So what did you eat that gave you food poisoning?
I don't really know. I thought it was some tacos that we made, but nobody else got sick. So we don't really know what it was because we pretty much all had the same food that day.
And you said the taco meat was like,
It was like
It had, like-
borderline, like it could have gotten, it was like almost expired, I think, but we like just used it anyways. But nobody else got sick and they all ate it.
yeah.
It
And
could have just been like I reacted differently to it, or maybe there was like a little
Did
piece.
you eat like any fast food or anything?
No,
out?
I was trying to think of what it could have been like leftovers that I had on Saturday, but I didn't get sick until like Sunday night. I started feeling crappy, and then Monday morning I felt real bad, and then that's when it all went down.
Yeah.
So
Were you throwing up too, or just
yeah,
shitting?
yep, everything. It was bad.
I've never had food poisoning. Knock on wood.
Oh, dude, I hope you get it someday. It's gonna be funny.
What happens if you have to? If while you're puking, you also got to shit?
Yeah,
What happens?
and spread your legs, dude.
Wait.
I've never had that happen actually, but it's usually one or the other for me.
This is actually like really sad, but like an ex-girlfriend of mine at one time, she how do I say this without like
Blowing up her spot.
uh, she like had to take this, like she had this certain surgery and had to take this certain medication, and apparently I guess one of the effects of this medication was like nausea or something.
Oh.
But like I remember that like she was like puking and shitting at this simultaneously.
Oh, well, I've been there actually.
I'm just like, I don't know. I've never had that, but I felt so bad.
I've told the story just the one day that I was really hungover.
You puked because of the smell of your own shit. That one?
Yeah, that one. Let's not talk about that again.
Yeah, so I've never had food poisoning. My life has been going great.
Good for you, man.
I didn't get
I'm
any
happy
mouth
for you.
surgeries. Everything's awesome
Cool.
right now.
That's so great. Wow.
yeah,
I'm happy
man.
for you, man. That's cool.
What's going on? You're wearing a teal shirt.
Yeah. Is this teal?
Yeah, it's
Is this
seafoam.
blue or green to you?
To me, I would consider that a blue.
Okay, I would consider it a green,
Whoa.
but this is where we differ because
Yeah.
I'm color deficient.
Exactly.
So
Um,
this is random. Really bad transition, but I was thinking about this the other day. Do you remember those little bracelets that people used to wear in middle school? Not silly bands. That was a different thing.
the animal ones.
Yeah. I don't know why that's such a big thing. It's
Yeah.
like, dude, check out my silly bands, and you just have
Yeah.
like a stack of them on your arm. But there was these balance bracelets that, dude, I remember specifically this one guy was like so obsessed with them, and he'd be like, okay, rotate your body, and you like you put your arms out and you just rotate your torso and see how far back you could reach,
Yeah.
and you go, okay, now put this bracelet on, and then he'd be like, look, I can go so much farther now because I have this bracelet on. And like I would do it and it would be no difference, but then for him it would be like an extra foot of difference. And I'm like, dude, that's not making a difference.
Yeah, it's just psychological. Like,
Yeah.
he literally just wouldn't turn all the way.
Exactly. And it's the same with phytons too, those little necklaces.
Dude,
It's supposed
phytons-
to like have your like help your balance or whatever.
Yeah, if you're like probably 18, currently 18 or younger, you probably don't know what a phyton is.
Yeah.
But like there was a phase in middle school where like it started with baseball players.
Yeah.
And they were just these brand of like these necklaces, but it wasn't even like a necklace. It was like a thick shoelace.
Yeah, dude, it was like a shoelace. And then you just like clip it on or whatever, and then you just wear it. Dude,
And-
everybody had them. And there were some that were like three of them wrapped into one, and it's like the like tornado of phytons.
It kind of looked like a licorice, like
Yeah,
a red vine,
yeah.
where like all the colors like twirl together into like
Yeah.
a braid.
Dude, I had some pretty cool phytons.
But like, what were they branded as? Were they
It was it was like that bracelet thing. It had something to do with like balance or something.
Which makes
It was
no
like,
sense.
It helps your body. It gives you whatever, like it completes your circuit or whatever.
How can companies get away with
Dude,
that?
I don't know. I have no idea.
And everybody, I had one. You probably had
I had
five.
I had 2 of them, but then dude, I had this really cool tornado one that was green, white, and black, I think, which was like our high school colors.
Yeah.
And I had a baseball team that had those colors, so I'd strap that baby on during games.
Did you feel like you were played better or faster when you had it on?
No, I just looked sick. But then I dove back to a base and the clip broke and it fell off and it broke my heart.
There was a phase in basketball where like fightings were kind of the baseball thing that sort of transitioned over to other sports, but not really. But with basketball, their thing in middle school was wearing 2 pairs of Nike socks, but they're at different heights so that you can see the double Nike swoosh.
Yeah, or just wearing elite socks.
Yeah, I mean, elites were... I never had ever really got into them because I always felt like this was a trend that, like, the shitty kid... Like, don't get me wrong, they're super comfortable socks, but when I looked at them, I was like, that's the type of sock that a kid who wants to look good at basketball would wear, even if he's not good at it.
That's about it, yeah.
And so I never got into it, but...
Dude, kids would pull those so high.
I mean, yeah, that's why we've talked about it before, but I like to scrunch my socks, and it's because I try to counteract what all those losers do that pull their socks too high.
I find a happy medium. I'm like a little scrunched, but not as scrunched as you.
Yeah. But then there was some kids that would take it too far and would wear 3 pairs of socks.
What?
Yeah,
How do you
man.
fit in your shoes?
Exactly. I'm like, you got to buy shoes that are like size 11 to even fit your little 6th grade foot in there with... And your foot gets so hot, even with 1 pair of socks. In it, like during a basketball game, my foot would be on fire.
Exactly.
Just imagine wearing
double.
3 pairs.
3, yeah, shit. I remember I only wore double one time, and it was like I wore double elite socks. I had blue ones, like royal blue, and then green ones. And it was when we did that stupid volleyball game in middle school. It was like against the teachers or whatever, and we just dressed like complete douches. We had like snapbacks and like NBA jerseys and shooting sleeves, and I did double elite socks, but I reversed them. Like I would do green on the bottom and then blue on the top on my left, and then like reverse. So it was like blue on the bottom and green on the top.
Yeah. There's a new trend going around in like youth basketball now, which wasn't a thing when we were in middle school. But my sister coaches middle school basketball, like some like 7th graders, and I went to one of their games, and apparently a popular thing now is they sell shoes where the left shoe is like black and the right shoe is like white or green.
Yeah, I've seen some college basketball players with that.
Or they also have it where on one shoe the outside of the shoe is white, the inside is black, and on the other one the outside of the shoe is black and the inside is white.
See, I think that's kind of cool. I would have been down for that.
I like mismatch. I like stuff that is purposely
Off,
like not symmetrical and not perfect like that.
like my ass juice over there.
Yeah, you guys can't see it, but Kyle put up his ass juice sticker, and it is so incredibly crooked.
When I put it on, it looked straight, and then I walked back, and it's at like a 45-degree angle.
Yeah. All right, Kyle. So this is actually something I need to talk about that's very fitting to our show, considering on our Patreon, if you pledge the $15 tier, you get access to pictures of Kyle's beautiful bare feet.
They're nice.
Now, we originally did that as a joke because like we had heard about like foot fetishes and like people like foot pics.
Yeah.
Over Thanksgiving break, I didn't have a chance to talk about it last episode because we were just off the rails last episode, but Anthony told me one of his good friends from college, who I actually was friends with her too before I moved back to Seattle.
She's a foot fetish?
She sells her foot pictures and
genius.
gets $150 per day that she does it.
Dude, if I were a hot girl, I would be selling the shit out of my shoes. I'd sell my shoes. My feet.
But like, don't get me wrong, she's like an attractive girl, but she's not like, I don't want to sound like a dick, but she's not like, it's not gonna blow your mind. She's not like fucking.
If I was any girl that anyone wanted my feet, I would send them away.
Yeah, and it's just,
no one wants my feet.
It's so weird because people don't even know what she looks like. Like, there's a website for this apparently where you make an account, like literally for this fetish.
Dude, I might sign up.
And she made an account as a girl, and she said she gets, I don't know how often. It's not like she's just like floating in cash, like she's not making tons of money, but he said like once or twice a week she'll get a message from some guy. But the thing is, I was really intrigued, so I was asking him all the specifics, and he said that she'll change her rate and stuff, and then but the guys will ask her to do certain things with her feet. So some guys ask her,
Oh,
like they want her feet dirty. so
fuck?
they ask her to like go run around in like the dirt.
bro.
So she'll go outside her apartment and like rub her feet in like the
Dude, get me this website. I
soil.
swear I will sign up for that.
And then some people ask for her feet to be like wet, like dripping like water.
Okay.
And then he said there was even some other weirder ones like where she like put like little flowers between her toes and stuff.
Oh, I don't like things between my toes.
I
I don't like those sandals where you wedge your feet.
Yeah,
in it.
no,
I don't like
either.
that.
But I think it was more just like temporarily for the picture and
Sure.
then take them out.
Yeah,
Like she's
that's
not
fine.
walking around
Not
with
yeah,
flowers in.
That's cool.
But yeah, I was just absolutely mind blown that this is in fact a real thing and it's like an actual business.
You know somebody who's doing it.
Yeah, and she loves it. I mean, she openly will talk about it. I actually had him text her to learn more about the specifics because I was so intrigued.
Dude, like, I don't know. I'm gonna be honest. I don't think a lot of people are gonna want to see my feet. But
No.
if you get me that name of that website, I will strongly look into it.
Yeah. And the thing is like
It's extra money. Who cares?
she doesn't even have that good of looking feet. I don't think anybody's feet are. You could have the coolest looking feet in the world. They're still just feet to me.
Yeah, I
You
mean,
know?
you don't have a foot fetish. There's certain things where it's like some people like calves.
Yeah, but
Or
I don't know what cost.
teeth for you. You'll look at teeth and be like, damn, those are some big old teeth.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna go out of my way and pay someone to be like, can you rub some brownie dust on your teeth and
I
get
will-
them all mushy and brown and send me
Okay,
pictures?
I get that, but it's just that to another level. See, like, you like teeth, but if you loved teeth, you might be into that.
Is there anything that you think you'd be willing to like
No.
spend money on to
Nope.
get photos of?
No.
What if you could get photos? You couldn't experience the game, but you could get photos of the future of the Mariners like winning the World Series and like holding it, like storming the mound and like holding up the trophy.
I wouldn't want that. I would rather just watch it. Wait for that to happen. Or is it like when I die? Like after I die? Like it's not going to happen in my lifetime?
Yeah,
I wouldn't want that because I wouldn't want to know that it's never going to happen in my lifetime.
but if you let's say you're on your deathbed, they're like, listen, you got 5 days left.
Yeah, sure.
You'd be like,
Yeah,
you'd
why
pay
not?
like $20 to see some photos of.
Sure.
All right.
If I'm dying or $20, I don't care.
Yeah, that's what's weird. When you get to a certain age, as long as you have enough money to like live comfortably the rest of your life, which unfortunately, like there's some people that have to work until they die. Like there'll be people that are working when they're like 80 years old. But I mean, ideally, like for most people, the dream or the goal is to get to a point where you can retire. But it's kind of weird because after that point, money doesn't really like mean anything.
Yeah.
You know, like if you've calculated with like a financial advisor, like I have this much to spend each month.
That's
for
probably
the
nice
rest
to
of my
get to
life.
that point.
Yeah, it's like you're not trying to make any more money, and you don't really have any. All you have is your like monthly
Yeah.
expenses.
All you have to do is just try to be happy.
Yeah,
Which
like do things. Which
I
is
feel like
hard
that's
enough.
the two biggest stressors in life is being happy and money,
Yeah,
which sometimes they go hand in hand.
yeah,
But if you don't have to worry about one of them, then that's great.
yeah.
Although, I don't know if I'd want to be rich and sad. I'd rather be happy and poor and rich and sad.
Yeah, everybody says that, but then like when you're poor, like I've never been like brutally poor, so I don't know.
Yeah,
what that
but if
would
you're
be
happy
like.
though.
Yeah, but even if you're happy, it's
Yeah, but you've never been happy enough to the point, so you haven't reached your happiness level.
That's true. I've never been incredibly happy and poor to know what that would feel like.
Mhm.
But my point
So
is,
when you're living
I
in
would
your van, jobless, and you're so happy, you'll reach that point.
my point is, I'd rather be incredibly happy and not poor. That seems like a better combo.
I mean, that's the dream. That's the American dream.
Yeah.
But not everyone can reach that goal.
Yeah, you're right.
Rich and happy is that too much to ask for?
Yeah,
It is,
It is,
yeah.
unfortunately, but that's what everybody wants.
Damn.
So I've had this really weird like existential fear.
Oh, existential. Nice word.
Yeah, from last episode. But I wanted to see if you can share the sentiment with me. So I've talked about the last couple of weeks. I've mentioned to my parents and to you how I've been taking some supplements like vitamin D, and I've been taking fish oil, and I've been taking magnesium, which in the past I didn't take any vitamins like ever growing up.
So you're all just juiced up on vitamins.
Well, I don't go overboard, but I've started taking some stuff because I've
I take
actually
vitamin D.
read that they're like good for you. But growing up, I always thought it was just like, there's a lot of things that are like good for your body. I'm doing like air quotes where like people say they're good for you, but you wouldn't feel different at all if you didn't do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's good for you, but you're not going to notice any difference. I always thought that that's how it was with like vitamins. Like take them if you want, but you're probably going to be fine regardless. But I was mind blown to realize that this year when I started taking vitamin D, especially growing up in Seattle and living in Seattle, I physically feel different.
Yeah, me too.
It's crazy to me. And it's so simple. Like people have, there's a reason vitamin D is popular and that people take it. And people have talked about it for years of like how if you live in Oregon or Washington,
like you have to take it.
I mean,
you don't have to, but you should. You really should take it.
You should take it, and it'll benefit your life, and it's good for you. I mean, there's people who I know there's people that are happy and totally fine and never once take vitamin D. My dad's never taken vitamin D in his goddamn life. He never taken vitamin in his life.
He's probably never even taken an Advil in his life.
And so you don't need to take it, but like I started taking it because it gets. So for people who don't, I mean, I feel like most people know, but if you don't know, vitamin D is basically to supplement. It's vitamins that you get from the sun. But in Seattle,
how does that make sense?
From the sun, the rays and the light.
It has vitamins in it?
Yeah, it literally
So how
does.
do they capture that into a pill?
I don't know, man.
Science, dude.
Yeah, so if you live in a really sunny area like Florida or let's say or San Diego
LA or something, yeah.
You probably don't need it because you're getting enough vitamin D every day. But in Washington,
we don't get enough D.
We don't get enough D. We don't see the sun for like months at a time.
I don't remember the last time I saw the sun.
And so apparently it actually will affect your mood and you can get down for no reason.
Energy level too.
It. Yeah, energy level. And I've been taking it and it actually, I feel more energized.
Yeah, me too. I've been taking it too. I started taking it probably like this last month after I was able to start eating food again.
Yeah,
I was taking those pills and I noticed such a big difference in my mood.
Did you ever take it before?
No, never.
Yeah,
I'd never taken it. And then when I went to Las Vegas, dude, I felt it wasn't super sunny there, and the whole time for some reason I felt so tired, and I didn't know why. Yeah. And that was probably part of it. And then today when I got to your house, I even told you, I was like, oh God, I feel so tired. I forgot to take my vitamin D pill.
Yeah.
And then I took it and I was tired for a while and now I feel energized.
Now
it's weird.
It's awesome. I do think part of it definitely is a placebo. Like,
yeah, probably.
Part of it's real, but I think part of it is you realize that you start to feel better. And then I think that it kind of amplifies it. Whereas
even if that's how it is, I don't even care. If it makes me feel good and it's a placebo, then I'm going to keep taking it.
Yeah, exactly. One of my dad's good friends, he grew up in San Diego. And apparently this isn't that uncommon where people who grow up in a really, really sunny area and then move to somewhere like Seattle or Alaska or Oregon where it's dark and rainy a lot, they get diagnosed with like SAD.
Yeah.
And this guy, my dad's friend, has it, and he actually takes medication for it because he'll get depressed.
Damn.
Just from not enough sun.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't even noticed it until the last couple years. Maybe as a kid, I guess I took gummy vitamins as a kid, but maybe as a kid it's just not as amplified. Maybe like my emotions aren't as
fucked up.
Yeah. And then as life has taken its course, I think I've started to realize that it actually makes a difference. And in the winters, I can totally tell a difference in my mood.
Yeah. But so relating to that, I originally brought this up because I said I have this existential fear.
Oh.
But I don't even know if existential is the right word, but I have this fear that there's certain things that I take consistently that I eat or consume or like even just look at that we think are good now based on the current science, but that like
cigarettes.
I mean,
like
nobody ever thought they were good for you. They just didn't think they were that bad.
Okay, well then there's different.
But there's definitely been things
they used to think. Loretta told me that tomatoes they thought for the longest time were poisonous.
Yeah, so stuff like that. I worry that like, what if fucking vitamin D? I mean, I think it's pretty clear that that's good for you. But let's just say hypothetically they come out with some new study and they find out that vitamin D causes like cancer, and you're like 70 years old and you've been taking vitamin D every day your whole life.
Well, if I'm 70, I'm not going to care at that point.
No, I know, but it's just the thought of like maybe you're giving yourself some disease and you don't even know it. And so,
I mean, yeah.
for example, I take creatine almost daily now, and there's definitely been studies and research to prove that like creatine definitely helps with like gaining weight and getting bigger. But
it like fucks up your liver or kidneys or something, right?
oh, does it? I don't know.
I think it can, yeah.
But I guess my point is with something like creatine, there's definitely research to support that it helps. But I don't think there's like a overwhelming enough amount of research to prove that like it in every single scenario is good. Like water is good for you. Will always be good for you. We think.
I don't know.
But something like creatine, it's like they think it's good for you now, but I would not be surprised in the slightest if 30 years from now they're like, by the way, creatine like causes all this shit to go wrong in your body.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, oh shit, it's too late. I've taken it my whole life.
Well, then if you have that fear, just live a clean lifestyle of vegetables and natural protein.
Yeah, but that's a lot of work.
Well, then you shouldn't worry about it.
But I do worry about it.
Well, my thing is like, if I am putting this stuff into my body that I think is good, like it happened, that sucks. And if I have repercussions of that, then that's
You'll
what was
accept your
yeah. I mean,
fate.
it's like I wouldn't have changed it because, like, I'm not going to change how I am because I'm worried, unless there's something that like has a bunch of, like creatine, for example. If I was worried or I felt weird, like I took this powder that like made me tingle every time I had it.
Well, I mean, that probably had like other shit.
I know, so I'm not taking that anymore because every time I took it, I get pins and needles in my whole body.
Yeah.
So I was like, there's something going on inside of this. Maybe I shouldn't be taking it. But if it's something that you feel fine when you're taking it and you don't, I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
No, I get what you're saying, but like steroids, for example, that stuff, in a sense, it like the people who take it, it like benefits them in the sense that it makes them look way better to their whatever their desired outcome is, and it helps them reach this goal that wouldn't be possible otherwise. And maybe they feel fine, but it's still fucking you up internally. I think there are ways to do it healthy. But,
yeah, there are healthy steroids.
But like, you know what I mean? Like,
I was on steroids in the hospital, actually.
Wow, getting yoked.
I know. So I left the hospital just like, oh, see you guys later.
But yeah, and then there's stuff like, for example, I think Shim, I don't know if he talked about it on the podcast, but he took this special type of pre-workout thing that his coworker recommended to him that like...
It sounded like the worst drugs.
It literally sounds... It doesn't even sound like pre-workout. It just sounds like
heroin,
drugs.
Crack. Like
he said he took this and his like he was in this elevated state of like focus and consciousness, and that his like body was like fuzzy, and that he had this really good workout. But then he's like, yeah, but for the next 8 hours after my workout, I thought I was gonna puke the entire time. I was lightheaded, and I'm like, that's the type of stuff that, like, what if there's something like that like, what if apples are doing something to me and I don't even know?
Well, if it's apples, it's probably something that they're preserving the apples in.
We don't know that. What if just
I mean,
the apples
naturally,
itself?
if they're poisonous, well then, who cares? Because like so many people eat apples and then live long lives. You know what I'm saying?
We think like 90 years old is long. What if like if
200?
Yeah, man.
Well, then that guy eating pizza for every meal of his life, that guy's gonna live to be 200.
Yeah, probably. If anyone's gonna do it, it's gonna be something we don't expect.
Yeah, dude, all the like people that live to be 120, they're all smokers.
Yeah, that's the thing is like a lot of people say
it's just naturally like some people I think
yeah
are destined to live longer
it's
than others.
just genetics, and that's why a lot of people say, why should I bother working out or trying to eat healthy, because there's going to be some guy that smokes a pack a day and eats like shit and he lives till he's 110.
But I mean, my argument to that would be like, you feel good though.
Yeah, that's true.
You don't want to. He might have lived to be 120, but
there's no way he felt good.
Yeah, he probably felt shitty his whole life.
Yeah. Speaking of pizza, did you see the thing like last week? There was a new interview with Papa John.
Dude, he's weird.
But did you?
No, I haven't heard it.
So
he said some like racist shit, hasn't he?
Yeah. So for those
Not
of
a
you who
great
don't
guy.
know, last like August, I think of 2018, or I don't know, just a few months ago, I think
He got removed from his own company, didn't
Yeah,
he?
he basically was forced to step down because during a diversity training at like a diversity conference training, he used the N-word, which
It's like Michael Scott. Like,
Yeah.
dude.
like, I mean, maybe he would thought that he could use that as like
No.
an example, but
You
just-
don't think
you can't
that.
do that.
Come on, man.
So, anyways, Papa John doesn't have the best track record.
Come on, Papa.
He stepped down, and then months later, like this last week, he did this interview, like his first big public interview to kind of like clear the air, or like
Oh.
kind of just like talk on what happened and the company and what he's doing. And first of all, people thought it was funny because a black guy was interviewing him, and they're like, people think that the company probably did that on purpose to see if they could
Try
get
and trip
some
him up.
some response out of him or something if he's racist. But anyways, the first of all, he was so sweaty, like he was wet. Like his hair looked like he had just got like out of a pool, and his whole face was like really greasy and wet.
Papa. He probably just slammed a bunch of pizzas.
No, and that's
Oh, I have heard about this.
Yeah,
Yes, I
dude.
have heard about this.
And then in this interview, Papa
Oh.
says that he has eaten 40 pizzas in the last 30 days.
Bro, Papa. He's probably sweating out all the pizza.
Papa, you're gonna turn into a pizza pretty soon.
God damn. You think he was eating his own pizza? Getting high off his own supply?
I read it. I read an article, and I'm pretty sure his reasoning was like he's eaten 40, and they're all been the current Papa John's pizzas, and he's been doing it as like kind of a test, as a way to prove that like the new management can't cook the pizzas the same way that like they did when he was in charge. Because he's like,
Wow.
he's saying like, oh, like,
Look how shitty I look.
well, no, his point was like, you know, if you do a field study, you got to get a big enough sample size to make it a reliable test.
Okay.
So I think to him, his logic was like, if I only eat one pizza and claim that like it's shitty compared to the old pizzas, nobody's gonna believe me.
Yeah.
But if I eat 40 in a month and I can still say they're all equally shitty, maybe I'm onto something.
He's on to something. I don't know what it is.
But he does not look good, dude.
No, yeah.
He literally looks like just he's dying inside.
It probably is. Hasn't he got a bunch of plastic surgery too?
I mean, I don't
No.
know, but maybe.
Something just like looks off about him. I've seen a picture of him recently.
He
He
looks
just
like,
looked off.
yeah, he just looks like a strung out, like racist pizza owner.
Which
Like,
is what he is,
yeah.
right?
But what was also really funny is that in the interview, he's wearing like a red shirt that looks exactly like the Papa John's like company shirts.
Yeah, wait, what did it say on there? It said something really weird. Like,
No, it's just like some off-brand.
no, but it said something on the shirt, and it said like Jeffrey Baseball or something. or,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
John
yeah.
Baseball
Yeah,
or
it's
something.
like a baseball brand or something.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I just all the shit I saw on Twitter was funny because people were like this guy is still stuck in like believing that he should be the owner of Papa
Dude,
John's.
he's
still.
Papa. He's John.
He
Is his
literally-
name John?
Yeah, like he is.
He
the
is Papa John. Who's Papa? Do you think Murphy and John need to like have a battle? Papa Murphy.
I mean, I think Papa John's, as long as I feel like ever since middle school, they've just gotten worse and worse.
Yeah, I mean, I still kind of like it.
I like it too, but I'd rather have Domino's.
Dude, I want to see a battle between Mr. Domino, Papa, and then Papa Murphy.
Yeah,
We could get like a 3-way fight.
and like Little
Winner
Caesar.
takes all.
Little
Yes,
Caesar.
Mr. Caesar.
Who is Little Caesar?
Some little kid named Caesar. He's probably small.
But
so.
isn't their mascot like a napkin? Is there? Wait, I gotta
don't
look
know.
this up.
It's like a little guy, right?
No, I think it's like a little white thing.
Yeah, it's a little white guy, right?
But
I think it's like a weird like caveman.
I thought it was
guy.
like a napkin with a face.
I thought he looked like a Flintstone.
Lil, I can never spell Caesar.
Caesar.
Caesar logo.
It's the
All
little
right,
dude.
what do you think it is?
It's the little guy. He's got a big nose and he stabs the pizzas with a spear.
Oh, he's not a napkin.
He's a caveman, right?
No, he's like a
He's a chef.
Roman from the
Oh.
old like the old Olympics, like Caesar.
Hey, I was kind of right. He got the big nose.
Yeah.
All right, so that guy versus Papa John. I don't even know a domino. He probably looks like a domino. Who's Mr. Domino?
All right, I'm gonna look up
Domino's guy.
Papa Murphy guy.
Yeah, there you go. Who's Murphy?
They actually have like a logo.
They do?
Like it's the same character, but he has a bunch of different like outfits.
All right, okay. That kind of looks like Papa John.
So
They could be brothers.
Okay, so we got Little Caesar.
Yeah.
With it, he got. Keep in mind though, he has his like
He's got a
pitchfork.
spear. Yeah. Papa John, sweaty, out of shape,
white,
unhealthy,
racist.
racist.
Then we got Papa Murphy, who I'll put pictures on the screen for you guys. But
Very average looking little man.
But in one of these, he has a shotgun. So depending
Okay.
on the day,
Yeah, sometimes he's got a stick. He's got a pool floaty on in one of them.
yeah,
Some
so,
flippers.
you know, catch him at the right time and maybe
He'll get you.
Yeah.
What else we got? Pizza Hut. That's a hat, right?
Yeah. that's
So
just a
that sucks.
hat.
Not winning that fight.
Domino's is just a domino.
But who's the owner of Domino's?
What does a domino have anything to do with pizza
Look it up.
and a hat?
Why is Domino's called Domino?
Whoa. Domino's was originally called Dominic's.
Oh, so
So-
it's Mr. Dominic.
In 1960, brothers Tom and James
Oh.
purchased an old pizza restaurant in Michigan called Dominic's. The restaurant became Domino's.
Oh.
So
they're not even the OG guys.
Yeah, they bought it from some old guy named Dominic.
Imagine how much that sucks being Dominic and just getting your company just taken to the top.
Yeah, and like they probably spent like $1,000 for like the purchase. and
Probably.
now-
Well, it's like McDonald's too, I think.
Really?
Yeah, I think the guy that just bought McDonald's or just some random burger place and he just took it to the moon.
Have you watched that the movie about like it's called the
Super
Founder?
Size Me? Oh, never mind. No.
Oh, it's really cool. It's about like also they're making a Super Size Me too.
Yeah, I watched the preview for it. Dude, he like buys a chicken restaurant. So it's like about chicken.
Okay.
And he buys a chicken restaurant and he goes through the process of seeing like how bad it actually is. And they showed a scene where he's trying to claim that it's free range chicken and it was like the minimum requirements. And it was like, if you cut this table in quarters, that's how much space the chicken needs to be free range.
Oh my god.
It was like this little section. He's like, well, this is technically free range. So he's showing how bad that actually is in the whole fast food.
So it's just to show the whole like fast food system of like.
I think so, yeah. Because he actually
Wow.
buys a chicken place.
But
I
does
don't
he
know.
still only eat McDonald's?
No. He only did that for a month to prove a point. He didn't actually like it.
No, I know. But like the whole.
No, I don't think it's him eating stuff. I think it's him
Okay.
showing like this is how bad
Yeah.
making it is.
But the whole reason the original Super Size Me was even famous, it's because it was like this experiment of this guy only eating McDonald's for a month
yeah,
and like hit the
he got
health
really
effects.
unhealthy. Yeah, it was bad.
Dude, that would be terrible.
Yeah, dude.
You'd have to
think
pay
about-
me so much money to. That like would ruin like the outside of your body and the inside and your mental. Like
I would be sweating a lot.
yeah,
I would be greasy and just feel disgusting. Like I feel if I
you probably look like Papa John.
yeah, basically, dude. If I eat McDonald's once, I get this pain in my chest. Just it's like my heart probably stopping.
Have you tried the McChicken McGriddle?
I haven't, but it sounds good.
Pretty damn good.
Yeah, think about where that chicken came from, and it was probably free range, running like 1 square foot. He was probably in a cage.
I mean,
was
it
free
made me
range.
happy,
Did it? You said you were sweating.
you know, and that's all that matters in the world, right?
Exactly.
As long as it pleases my needs,
Mhm.
it doesn't matter the cost.
Exactly. Exactly. That's how you should live your life.
Yeah.
So John was talking, or me and John both read this book where part of it was this guy was like taking samples of conversations he hears on the street.
The book is called The Art of Living Other People's Lives.
Yeah, it's a good book. If you guys should read it if you haven't. Yeah, so then John was saying like, oh, we should start doing that. Like start keeping your ears open for conversations or whatever.
Well, to break it down.
Yeah, you okay. Sorry, I
I feel like
explained that
it's kind
so
of
bad.
confusing. If you basically, he for like years he's been keeping track on his phone of this list of like certain one-liners that he'll hear in passing of like strangers' conversations, and he'll make a note of like the most interesting ones. So like, and he would basically like purposely eavesdrop to try and just listen to people's conversations, even though he knew nothing about them, and just see if he heard anything that would like resonate with him or like interesting. So for example, I don't want to tell my mom I'm pregnant. And like that's just that's all he heard when he was walking by this person. And then another one was like, you know, like I don't know. Do you remember any? Actually, I have a photo.
I don't.
I have a photo of it. I'll read like 3 of them just to give you guys an idea. So one of them was, sure, I think about going to the gym, but then I think about how I'm going to die one day. Someone else said, show me where Kuwait is on a map and I'll give you a blowjob. Which is true. I have no fucking idea.
It's in Africa or something, maybe Middle East.
Someone said, keep swiping right, you idiot.
Nice.
Referring to Tinder, which kind of a pro with that.
Are you?
Okay. But yeah, so what were you saying?
Yeah, so I had my headphones in. This lady, I was on the subway, the light rail in Seattle, going to work, and this lady was talking super loud on a cell phone. Already a pet peeve of mine. If you're in a public setting, you don't need to be screaming into your cell phone, especially if you're in a confined area like a bus or a metro. Like, don't be that person. No one likes that person.
No, I agree, but I'm just thinking, like, for example, my dad talks so loud on the phone, but it's not like on purpose. Like he just doesn't.
She was young enough where she didn't need to yell.
But what I'm saying is, I think if Steve was in that same scenario, he'd be doing what you consider yelling, but he doesn't even know he's doing it because his hearing's bad.
Okay, but it's fine if you talk loud on the phone, but it's just if you're gonna do that, maybe say, if I'm on the phone with somebody and I'm going and stepping into the subway, maybe say like, okay, like I'll call you back in a minute. Like I'm about to get on the subway. That's what I would do personally.
Okay.
Or if I was neighbor, we had this conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, this lady, I have her quoted as saying, "Yeah, I only make $185 a year, so I can't afford that." And I was like,
what?
You only make $185 a year? I'm assuming that means 1,000, not mean $185.
I mean,
and she didn't look like she wasn't dressed that fancy. But she wasn't dressed where it's like you make $185 a year. So
also, there's not that many things that you can't afford if you're making $185 grand a year.
I was thinking of what she was like referring to. Like, what can you not afford, lady?
See, that's what's so exciting about. Like, we should. I don't know if we turn this into a segment because, like, you know, it.
You don't know how often you're gonna do something.
But like we should talk about these when we hear interesting things like these because it's a fun little game of trying to speculate this person's like situation.
Yeah.
What do you think she couldn't afford?
See, I don't know because she didn't look like she didn't look like this super well put together like, oh, I'm this business lady that makes $185,000 a year. So I couldn't even imagine what she was talking about. But
sometimes the really rich people wear like sweatpants because they're so rich.
She had like boots on and like jeans and like a jacket.
Okay.
And like a short haircut, like a bob kind of thing.
Oh.
So
like what age? Like 40?
30s?
Wow.
Late 30s, 40?
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you think she was talking to like a man or to like a husband?
See, I was kind of thinking she's talking to one of her other rich friends. And they were talking about how they bought a yacht or something. And she's like, oh, I only make $185. I can't afford that.
Yeah. Or maybe she was talking to like a poor friend and trying to like, she's so egotistical that she like,
this like, see, I can't afford things too.
Yeah. Yeah. Or this poor person's like this poor person is their friend and they're like, oh, like you should get like this Lamborghini. And she's like, I only make $185 grand. Like I can't afford that.
Yeah.
Which she probably could.
I find it weird when people talk about money in public.
Yeah.
Or like how much they're making. It's just one of those things that you don't need to.
It's just a douchey.
Or just to whip out your wallet and like, I've seen people do that on the bus where they open their wallet. I don't open my wallet because I have a little card that I scan when I get on the bus.
Yeah.
I don't open my wallet when I'm on the bus to like put it back because I don't want like
I'll do that. I'll put it back.
Because I do have some cash in my wallet from like that I've won from gambling the few times. So I just use it as gas money. But I just feel weird opening my wallet. I don't know. It's just something about that makes me feel uncomfortable. So but I've seen people like counting their money. Like I saw a guy like
maybe
take out his money. But it's like, dude, you don't need to do this on the bus.
Yeah, no.
Like hop off the bus, walk around the corner and like open it up real quick. I don't know. Go inside a restaurant.
Yeah. Damn, I had something I wanted to say that was really good, and I forgot.
Dude, my nose is so itchy.
Speaking of, actually, I wanted to. So last episode I talked about how I'm a little sick right now.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm getting Kyle sick. Who knows?
I really hope not.
But I had this observation ever since we started the podcast. I've been more astute to my observations.
Interesting.
Is that a good? That's the right word, right?
Astute, yeah.
Yeah, I've been
Astute observation.
Yeah, I've been paying more closer attention to like the way I feel and the way that I do certain things, and like I'll write them down if I think they're interesting. But whenever I get sick, if it's not strep throat, which I get strep throat a lot,
Three times a year.
Yeah, but this time at the beginning, it always starts as a sore throat, and at the beginning I was worried that I was going to get strep throat again, but very quickly
And
I
you
realized
actually threatened my life because you were getting strep throat.
Yeah, I was not happy, and on our PIMS Discord, I said if I get strep throat, I will murder Kyle, and that's just
I said I'd take one for the team.
no. You said don't threaten me.
But then someone said, hey, that'd be good content. I said, yeah, you're right. I'll take one for the team.
Yeah. So anyways, once I realized it was not strep throat, I was super happy. But then it always, for me, it transitions from a sore throat, and then it magically at like one point in the day, it just flips to a head cold, and then like I start sneezing and like having to blow my nose. But at the beginning, at that transition period, I always get this like really weird itch deep inside my nose. It's like as if there was
I think I have
it's
that
a
right now.
bad itch, but it's inside your nose, but it's not like, it's like if you had an itch in like the middle of your bone. Like
under
you
your
can't, yeah, like no matter how much you do, you can't itch it. And it's not the same feeling as like a good itch where it's like, oh,
Dude, you ever get an itch like deep in your ear and you can't get it?
Yeah. It's like that, but I get it in my nose.
Oh.
And then I know that like, it's literally one of my least favorite feelings. I'm not in pain, but it's just so annoying.
It's uncomfortable.
But yeah, and so I've become more aware of that like if I get that feeling, also if I'm going to bed and my feet are just constantly cold when I'm going to bed, there's a 99% chance I'll be sick when I wake up.
Really? I always
Yeah.
get cold feet. So
And if I start sweating, I only sweat in my sleep. When
I always
I'm sick.
sweat too.
You sweat all the time?
I mean, no. But
Or only when
but
you're
like
sick?
if my feet get really cold at night if I'm walking around barefoot. So like
Yeah.
I'll hop into bed and it's like ice cubes. It sucks.
I don't walk around my house barefoot really.
I mean, I don't either, but I'll take my socks off if I'm sitting in my room. But if my
Yeah.
feet are out, they'll get cold.
Does your family is it a norm to like not wear your shoes in the house?
Yeah, we never really wear our shoes.
Yeah. My family doesn't do that. I don't know why, but we've never had like that rule, and so there'll be a lot of times where I'll just have my shoes on like the entire day.
Yeah, I just feel weird walking. I mean, your house is kind of different because you guys don't have like hardwood. You guys have
Yeah.
like
It's
almost
like pavement.
Yeah, like pavement literally. So I'd never felt as weird walking around your house with shoes on, but if I was in somebody else's house and they have carpet or like nice hardwood floor, I'm not gonna like walk on it.
Yeah.
You know?
Okay, so before we move on to the segments here, I actually remembered what I wanted to say earlier when we were talking about like money on the bus.
Okay.
You're talking about how like you don't like when people like talk about money. And I agree, but I also don't really understand why like people are so against talking about like how much they make if somebody actually asks them. Like, I think you're obviously a dick if, like,
You offer, I make this much.
yeah, if you just go out of your way to talk about how much money you're making when nobody asks and nobody cares.
Yeah.
But I don't get why there's, like, this weird stigma where it's like, how much money do you make? And then they're like, oh, well, you know, like, they, like, beat around the bush. They're like, you know, I'm fine. Like,
Well,
I'm doing well enough.
I think
like,
it's
why
a
don't you
judgment
just say?
thing. I think it's a judgment thing because if somebody asks you and it's way less than they think it is, then it's like, oh shit, I didn't realize you didn't make that much. Or if it's a lot, they're like, they might expect things from you, kind of thing.
I mean, I guess, but I feel like, I don't know.
Because if you find out like,
It's not I feel like as a person, it's not hard to just like, I don't know. I feel like generally speaking, things are easier when you just like say the truth in like almost any scenario,
yeah,
as opposed to having to create some lie or avoid answering a question. It's like, why
Yeah.
not just say it and just move on?
like I wouldn't have a problem sharing how much I make with you or like our friends or whatever, or my family. But if some random person asked me like, hey, what's your salary? See, I don't really have a salary because I'm making like hourly. So like,
Yeah.
I don't really care offering up how much I make for that. It's like,
Yeah.
whatever. It's not that much. But if it's once I have a salary, if some random person asked me, I feel like I would feel a little weird because I know they're asking me, and
Maybe they're just curious.
Yeah,
What's wrong with that? I don't get why.
I don't know. It's just like kind of I guess I don't know why it is a weird thing, but it feels like a weird thing. Maybe it's just something I'm conditioned to.
Yeah, I don't know. I just think, I mean, obviously I've never made a lot of money, but I think even if whether I made just like an average income or like middle of the road or a lot I mean, I don't know. I understand if people don't make that much money and are like ashamed of it and they feel like they don't want to talk about it until they're doing something that they can be more like proud of or whatever, which, I mean, I don't think that anybody should be ashamed of I think people have the right to like take pride in their work even if you're not making a lot of money. That doesn't mean like you're happy there, but I don't think it's anything to be ashamed of. I don't know. I've never made a lot of money, but I guess if I did at any point, I don't think I would try and like hide that if someone genuinely just like was asking me like an honest question. I feel like it makes things weird if you try and like not tell them, whether it be because it's more than they expect or less than they expect.
Well, I think it's with their intentions too, because if it's somebody that's just like actually curious, like that's okay for me. I would share that information. But if it's somebody that I can already tell is judging me, then it's like, why do you really want to know that? Just so you can judge me, or just so you're gonna make fun of me? Or if it's, I just picture like if I'm this successful person, which that'd be cool, and then some like little dumb kid runs up to me that's just like, how much money do you make? You're probably so rich. That kid, I probably wouldn't want to say how much I make to.
Why?
It's just like, fuck you, little kid. Get out of here.
But
it's like a certain kid in my brain. I don't know how else to explain him, but it's just like, dude, you don't need to. Why does that matter?
Maybe if you just look him in the eye and say, I make $5 million a year.
You little bitch. That's what I would say.
I mean, don't add that. But like,
no, I
don't know. Like, I don't know. I feel like things could be learned from that as opposed to just like, I don't know, always like, I just feel like I've hardly ever, probably never in my life, have got like a straight answer from anyone. How much money they make.
And I mean, think about, this is a little different, but think about athletes. You know how much they're making.
Yeah.
It's because you know how much somebody makes, you expect a certain amount from them.
Yeah.
Or like outcome from them. So there's players that people give so much shit to because they're getting paid this much money, but they're maybe not worth it. Like they're not playing well enough. And then it's just like more hate thrown at them. Whereas I guess it's different because it's sports, but if it's somebody else that's making a lot of money and maybe they're not performing as well, I don't know where I was going with this. But there is something to like, if everyone knows how much you're making, there's a certain expectation.
Yeah. No, I mean, yeah, for sure. I get that. But all right. Well, anyways, moving on to our segments here, Kyle. Last episode we did A's and F's of the week, so that means today we get principal's office, new kid, and creative writing. Kyle, who's going to the principal's office this week?
Ronald McDonald is going. So there was a Ronald McDonald float in the Thanksgiving Day parade, and his leg tore.
Oh no!
So then they just cut to like pre-filmed pictures of Ronald McDonald flying around.
That's weird.
I guess I never watched the Macy's Day Parade, but I just find it funny. It's just like karma. It's like if you eat a bunch of McDonald's, you might lose your leg because of clots or something.
I mean, I feel like that's kind of a stretch there on those connections.
Well,
but
I'm saying if anyone has to lose a leg, I'm glad it was Ronald McDonald. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Ronald doesn't seem like a very good guy.
No.
If I had to guess. He seems like the guy that would invite little kids into his van. 100%.
Yeah, and then do things to their legs.
Yeah, that
Unspoken
too.
things.
Yeah.
All right.
Going to the principal's office this week is Josh Brolin, who is a famous actor.
Okay.
You would recognize him. He's been in a ton of movies.
What movies?
Avengers Endgame.
Don't watch it.
He's been in No Country for... Here, I'll pull up a picture, and I'm 100% positive you've seen him.
Is it Hawkeye?
It's this
What's
guy.
that guy's name? That is... I don't know who that is.
Yes, you do. Bro, yes, you do. He's been The Goonies, Deadpool, Sicario, Avengers, No Country for Old Men, Sicario 2, Men in Black 3.
Haven't seen any of those other than Deadpool.
You never seen Goonies?
No.
What? Did you have a childhood? You're telling me you don't recognize his face?
You got a pretty general face.
Are you shitting me? All right, well, this guy's a very famous actor.
Okay. How much does he make?
I don't know.
Quite a lot.
A lot of money. Most of you will know who Josh Brolin is, but Brolin? I don't know. But he I don't know what was going through his mind. But Josh Brolin tries perineum sunning and burns his pucker hole.
Oh, the asshole thing? Dude, I've seen that.
He tried tanning his taint. It's called perineum sunning.
Why is that? I don't.
And so it's this thing. So actor Josh Brolin has a message for today's tanning youth. Tanning your taint isn't a good idea. Who would have thought? Why? Who's ever looking at your taint other than like maybe your wife? But even then, why is she looking at your taint? You got to be in some weird shit.
I've heard there's benefits to it.
Yeah,
like
so
you're getting a bunch of vitamins. So you don't even need to take vitamin D. You just need to spread your ass.
Yeah, so the actor learned that hard lesson a few days ago after he engaged in perineum sunning, a new trend in which people expose the area between the anus and the sex organ to the sun, according to the New York Post.
So basically, you just lay on your back.
Lay on your back. You pull your legs
up, lift your or spread your cheeks.
You're just spreading your asshole to the sky.
My thing is, I don't have an area in my house that's private enough to do that. Like my backyard, there's a fence, but there's like people that can see in my backyard. So what if you just look over and your neighbor
go to the park?
Yeah, like I guess if he's rich, he probably has a big property or something.
Yeah.
He's got room to.
This is definitely like a rich person activity.
Yeah, yeah.
Like your average run-of-the-mill person's not tanning their taint.
No. I hope not, at least.
One practitioner who calls herself Metaphysical Megan.
Okay.
First of all,
sounds like a YouTuber.
Fuck Metaphysical Megan.
She's just some YouTuber that claims to be a doctor.
She claims that perineum sunning can regulate hormones as well as sleep patterns. Listen, I sleep fine. I don't need no taint tanning to help me sleep better.
There's no sun to tan my tan my taint anyways.
To taint your taint,
dude.
Yeah. The man who plays Thanos in the Marvel Cinematic Universe saw the post, blah blah blah. So he posted on Instagram a photo of someone else doing it. This isn't him. But you guys can imagine.
She's like in a canyon. Is that a woman?
I don't know.
What is that?
It looks kind of like a woman.
Either way, dude, she's in just like the middle of like the
the
Grand
desert.
Canyon.
Yeah, so basically he posted on
Probably a good
Instagram.
place to do it.
He posted a photo and then the caption read, "Tried this perineum sunning that I've been hearing about, and my suggestion is do not do it as long as I did. My pucker hole is crazy burned, and I was going to spend the day shopping with my family, and instead I'm icing and using aloe and burn creams against the severity or because of the severity of the pain."
Bro, how long was he out there?
He said, "I don't know who the fuck thought this was this stupid shit, but go fuck yourself nonetheless."
Dude,
or fuck you nonetheless.
A shit through a sunburn
Yeah.
has to suck.
That is such a first world problem.
I know.
That is probably at the top of the list.
It's the whitest
You
problem.
have to complain because your taint and your asshole are burned.
You burned your asshole trying to get more vitamins in you. Oh
yeah, I don't know, man. People are weird.
Yeah.
I can guarantee you this. Never in my life will you catch me doing a perineum sunning.
I'm going to try it, honestly. I just need to find the right spot.
All right, Kyle, moving on. Who's your new kid this week?
Well, mine's also McDonald's related, as my last one was.
Wow.
They're entering their name into the fried chicken sandwich wars. So McDonald's is coming up with a fried chicken sandwich, I guess.
Isn't that already what the McChicken is?
Yeah, but it's like a thicker piece. It's like a chicken strip inside. It looks like a chicken strip inside. I guarantee it'll never look that good.
No, see,
it's just a thicker McChicken.
McDonald's chicken is not even close to the level of Chick-fil-A or Popeyes.
Exactly.
That's going to be actually really disappointing.
Yeah.
And they're so late. Like, if you wanted to join the race, join 5 months ago when Popeyes did.
It's like if they just came out with their version of a White Claw.
Yeah.
It's like everyone was a little late on that.
Yeah. Well, I will say I'll definitely try it because they don't have Popeyes anywhere near where we live, and the closest Chick-fil-A is 20 minutes away.
One by my house.
So I might be getting the McDonald's one quite a bit. But also, it's going to be a ripoff. When I go to McDonald's, I expect to pay $5 or less for 3 items because it's so cheap.
That's the point.
When I go to Chick-fil-A, I'm willing to spend $13 because it's so goddamn expensive, but it's also so good.
Yeah.
All right, my new kid this week. Something that's not necessarily a new feature, but it's new for me. The screen time feature on iPhones.
Dude, you're like back to back late on things. What was the other one that you said was new? The Squatty Potty. That was like 2 years later.
I was convinced the Squatty Potty was new. I know that this new kid isn't a new thing, but
has that been popping up on your phone?
Yeah, it actually. I never had used it, but it popped up and gave me like a warning or like
just
a notification that I didn't really want to see because it told me that I was getting close to 4 hours a day on social media apps.
Oh, just on social media. Damn.
I mean, I think that includes YouTube, and I'm on YouTube all the time.
Okay.
But I don't know what it includes. But regardless, I don't care what it is. I should not be spending 4 fucking hours on my phone a day. So I set a limit to 2.5 hours, and every day
for the social media stuff or total screen time.
No.
See, that's like what I did, and then I would just cancel it.
Every day I've reached the limit, but I haven't reached the limit until like I've reached it when I'm like close to going to bed.
Mm-hmm.
But I also have been because I set a limit for myself, I've been more conscious of not just like opening it up and just sitting on the app for no fucking reason.
That's how I was too.
And it actually has been helping me, but still 2.5 hours is like unacceptable to me. Like,
it's a lot of time.
I would be okay with like an hour and a half only because like in a sense, we actually have to be engaged on social media quite a bit for the podcast.
Yeah.
But an hour and a half a day is certainly more than enough.
Yeah. Dude, that notification popped up and it'll say you're 40% less than usual or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And there was one day where I was, it was when I had gotten my surgery and I just had nothing to do. So I was on my phone. Dude, it was something like 80% more than usual.
Yeah.
So like I had almost doubled my screen time.
Yeah. And it's just like, it's so sad and just like a shitty feeling knowing that I'm glad my phone told me because I had no idea it was getting close to 4 hours when like, dude, 4 fucking hours? Like I'm only awake
1/6 of your day. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then from what you're awake, that's half probably. No, that's not even close.
I'm awake for
say you sleep 8 hours.
16 hours.
It's a quarter of it.
Yeah, and that's just absurd to me. Like I guarantee, like I said, I think an hour and a half maybe is actually an appropriate amount of time to like post content, put stuff on the story, respond to people's messages and comments, try and make sure it's up to date, all that good stuff. But other than that, it's just wasting time, and I could be doing better things with that. So I think it's a really cool feature, and I'm glad that they thought of that. As much as I think that there's a lot of downsides to like, in a way, technology definitely helps, but there's also a lot of downsides. But this is a great invention.
I had it on for a little while. You gave me shit for it. I turned it off.
Because you always would just ignore your limit.
Yeah, but I had my limit for like 30 minutes, which was bullshit.
Okay, then put your limit to like 2 hours. Try that.
I don't really care that much. I'm not on my phone as much anymore because I'm working, so it's good.
Yeah,
I have less free time.
Yeah. All right. Well, anyways, moving on to creative writing, which is our segment about where we tell stories about the dreams that we've had.
So now we each have one, and we have one that was sent to us by one of our fans that includes both of us.
It's pretty hilarious.
It's pretty funny.
So, yeah, this is going to be a good segment, but Kyle, you want to start it off?
Should I start with mine or should I start with his?
Start with yours. We'll do his last.
Okay. So mine, this was while I was in Vegas, and I wrote down in the middle of the night, half the population were humans and half were ducks. They acted like humans, and I was a duck on Thursdays, and I walked around with a briefcase and went golfing. That's all I wrote. So,
so
from what I can recall, I was like little duck people, but it wasn't. Picture like a cartoon duck, kind of like Daffy Duck, kind of.
Okay.
Yeah, so he's wait, Donald Duck or Daffy Duck?
I think they're different. Daffy Duck and Donald Duck are different things. I don't remember what they're from.
They're both Mickey Mouse, right? I should know this. One of the ducks, one of those duck little cartoon guys, basically those guys, and they carry a briefcase. I was them on Thursdays.
But all the other days you were somehow were a human.
I guess so, yeah. So you just go down a street like in New York or Seattle or whatever, and then there'd just be some ducks around. There'd be some people around.
Did you guys coexist happily?
Yeah.
There was no war between the duck people. And
yeah, I mean, like you'd be in a meeting. There'd be some ducks. There'd be some humans. You know.
That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah. I mean, if you think about it, it's like
liquidy and gross.
Well, yeah. If you think about it, it's like women and men coexisting or different races coexisting.
Yeah.
It was just like whatever.
Did the ducks replace the women or?
Not, I don't know actually. I can't recall any women, but I don't remember much about that dream other than the duck thing.
Okay.
And I remember for sure teeing off as a duck, gripping it with my wings, gripping my golf club.
Oh, so you were golfing
on Thursdays as a duck.
So like after work on Thursday, you and the boys would like
carry
go to
my
the driving
briefcase
range.
around, hit the links. Yeah.
Do you know where you worked?
No.
Was it
So
like a
I was like
business
a
setting?
business kind of thing. Yeah. I
Okay.
had a briefcase, so it was pretty official.
Okay. Were you better as a duck than you are a human, or?
I would assume so.
Okay.
Can't be much.
So that's all
Worse.
you remember?
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
And
so-
I wrote that in the middle of the night. It didn't make much sense.
I mean that's decently coherent
Well,
for middle of the night.
I made it sound a little better than I'd written.
Okay. I'm gonna be honest. I had this dream like a week and a half ago, and this is the first time we're getting to it, so I don't really remember. But we're gonna see. I had a dream that my house was a school or a town or something, and everybody was new to the school. Oh yeah, okay, I remember this now. So my house was like couldn't figure out if my house was a new school that was built or like a new town.
Okay.
But like people were just flocking to my like. I just remember there being a ton of people in my house, but not like a party setting. More of like you're just walking down Seattle and there's like some people over there, some people over there doing their
Okay.
thing, whatever.
All right.
It's a dream. So it like, I went to hit on this girl sitting at my eating bar and it went well.
Nice.
So
Nice.
we went on a date. Then we come back to my house, which I think was just like
Back to
a
the
school or a town. And then I immediately went to go hit on another girl.
Oh, you sleaze bag.
So like the date went well and I guess I just was like, see ya.
See you later.
The first girl, I put in parentheses, the first girl definitely saw it. So she was not happy. She saw me go hit on this other girl and just ignore her.
It's like The Bachelor.
So
John's
then-
just trying to play his cards.
Yeah. So then I started
Play the
talking to the
field.
second girl and I'm just on fire. This is a
Whoa.
common theme in my dream is like
You're just
me,
doing well with girls.
me doing well with girls because it doesn't happen in real life.
Same with me, wishing I was a duck, and it only happens in my dreams.
Yeah, is that like a weird fantasy of yours?
I guess. Deep down it is.
So eventually out of nowhere, she just starts kissing me. And then now this is where things get a little PG-13, not safe for work. Maybe like put some headphones in.
Whoa, uh-oh. Okay.
So she starts kissing me, and then all of a sudden she like shoves me to the ground on my kitchen, and she starts giving me a blowjob just on my kitchen floor.
Okay.
And I was like, this is awesome. So get a blowjob on the
This
kitchen
other
floor.
girl's just sitting at that bar, like, sipping on her drink, looking at you like, really?
Yeah, there's people all around. And then, oh, I remember this. No, this is so weird, so funny. As she starts sucking my dick, I'm laying down, right?
Okay.
So I'm looking at my dick as she pulls my pants down, and my dick has a kink in it. Yo, but like when I say a kink, this
It's like
is
a right angle.
no, this was like a fucking like I literally wrote it's like twisted and all fucked up because I was wearing so listen, from what I remember, it was fucked up because I had been wearing compression shorts that were too tight for like weeks,
Wow.
and that like finally when I took them off
It just unscrewed itself.
but like the best way I can describe it,
It's like an old hose that's
it
been
looked like
stored
an
around
old hose that was kinked, or kind of like when there's like balloon people that like make balloon animals, and you know how they'll like twist it and then there's like the really tight parts and then there's like the thicker balloon part.
You had some tight parts
At
in
the
there?
base, it was just like so fucked and twisted like a corkscrew, like all bent and weird.
What?
And then like the rest of it was like normal, but like the base was like, for like this much of it was just like this like fucked up kink. Okay.
Okay. All right.
I hope I got a vivid image in your guys' brain.
Yeah. Did you scare her away, or was she into that, or?
So let's see. The base was really skinny and twisted, and then it was like a hose that had a kink in it. We both kind of freaked out, and I asked her to take me to the hospital.
Oh.
So I put my pants back on. I don't even get the blowjob. As we walk outside, I realized that all of a sudden my dick had just gone back to normal.
It just unscrewed.
Yeah, it just needed some fresh air.
Okay.
Um,
Wait, so your pants were off, or you felt it untwist in your pants?
I like my pants were on, but as I'm walking, I felt it kind of go back to normal.
Oh, okay.
So I stopped walking and I just started making out with her again.
You're like, babe, it's fine.
Yeah.
Back to normal.
So we just start making out in like the driveway.
Nice.
Then we go back inside and I spend like so I spent like 45 minutes trying to like do the like head motions without speaking, kind of like little like subtle nods to this girl to try and motion to her to come up to my bedroom.
Oh.
But the thing is, I had to be subtle because the other girl was like right behind her.
She's like kind of a stalker. She's just kind of hanging around.
It's just like a crowded area.
Oh,
it's like kind of the commons in high school. There's people everywhere.
Okay.
So for some reason, I couldn't just go like whisper in her ear. I had to like, I was across the house and I was like giving like head nods to get her to come up, to get my attention to come up to my bedroom so we could fuck.
Okay.
But she just wasn't, she
Wasn't
kept
down?
like, no, she wouldn't look at me. Like she wasn't noticing these head nods.
I think once she saw that twisted dick, she didn't want anything to do with you.
Yeah. And so the thing is, the other girl, the behind her definitely saw me doing all these motions, but she didn't, so it was like counterproductive.
Awkward.
Then the first girl confronts me and tears me apart in front of this other girl for being a dick and flirting with two girls in the same day.
Came
And
back down to
then
earth.
both of the girls hate me and they leave together and they're friends.
And they're friends?
Yeah, like they befriend each other because they both hate me.
Oh.
So,
Well, I'm sorry.
yeah.
Seems like you kind of had it coming, though.
Yeah, I did. I deserved that. But
Yeah.
you know what I didn't deserve?
Didn't deserve the twisted
I
dick.
didn't deserve the corkscrew
No one
dick.
deserves that. Well, some people might.
I don't think I'd wish a corkscrew dick upon my worst enemy.
I think I would. It'd be kind of funny.
Actually, yeah, that'd be pretty good.
Okay.
All right,
Now,
so
For our grand finale,
the last dream here, to put a cherry on top,
this dream, we read this right before we recorded this, and we were crying laughing.
and this was from one of our fans. What's their at?
Akio.yama? Hey,
Okay.
I don't know.
Apologies.
Yeah. You said he's from Seattle, right?
He's from Washington.
From Washington. Okay, so, all right. I'll just read it.
Yeah.
So he sends us this message. I had this dream where I was chilling in Seattle with Danny, Frankie, and Joe Santagato from Santagato Studios, about to go to a Christmas party. Which
So for
they're
those
from
of you,
a podcast, yeah.
yeah. So those three guys that he just listed in his dream are like these guys that Kyle and I have talked about before. That they host like our favorite podcast,
Mhm.
and they have this like company, and they're just like famous podcasters.
Yeah. Okay. So they're going to this Christmas party, and when we were walking there, Danny screamed, "First one there makes it there first." And we all
Insightful comment.
we all started sprinting to the car. Joe hopped in and skirted off, and Danny and Frankie were pulling each other in a sled. So I was left there and walked to the airport, which was a block away from my house in my dream. I got a flight to Spokane, and the plane was this big-ass PT Cruiser with mad wings.
What's a PT Cruiser?
Dude, it's those... It looks like a Prius, kind of.
Oh, it's a car.
Yeah, it's a car. I'll find it. You would recognize it and be like, oh, that car.
Yeah. So, Kyle, that's kind of a sign. He had a dream that had, oh, God. It's like the grandma car.
Yeah, pretty much.
Or like the bitchy white mom car.
Yeah.
Okay, so, but you know what's kind of cool is that we and the Santagato Studio guys were in the same dream. So maybe we're
connected.
We're slowly getting on that level.
We'll be there someday.
Okay, so we're in a shitty car
so
with
we're
big
in the
wings.
PT Cruiser with it says mad wings. I'm assuming there's a lot of wings.
Yeah.
But I got on it, and you guys were sitting next to me. And as soon as I said hi, Kyle threw up. Sorry. But everyone acted like nothing happened. And when we took off, the flight attendant walked around and asked if we wanted walnuts. And John ate like 15 of them in one bite. Then
How big are walnuts? Those
like,
are kind of
like
big.
a quarter size.
They're
maybe?
bigger than an almond.
Yeah. That's you got a big mouth there. But then the spot on my leg started puffing up and this brown ball popped out of my leg. And then the spot on my leg started filling up with this brown liquid and it popped and got all over you guys.
Okay, wait. So let's break it down.
So he's got this brown lump on his leg.
So I'm eating walnuts. What are you doing? You're puking.
I already threw up.
You had food poisoning.
I did.
And he didn't even know that.
That is true. I was throwing up around this time. I don't know when he had this dream, but yeah.
So I'm eating walnuts. Then this guy gets a cyst on his leg.
He's got some sort of thing going on his leg that's got brown shit in it. It popped and it got all over us. This process repeated for like 5 minutes, and you guys were soaked, but my leg was left with a big ass hole, and John kept putting his hand in the hole. That's my favorite part about it. You're just like, damn, let me check this hole out. You're just putting your hand in this hole.
How big of a hole are we talking?
You got your hand inside, so it must have been pretty big. But after you guys were like, all right, I'm gonna fuck with you, and dapped me up and jumped off the plane like with your suitcases and shit. And then I woke up.
That's something we would never say. Listen.
I fuck with you.
If you ever hear someone say, I fuck with you, it's not us.
It's not us. Yeah, so I'm pretty honored that we were in someone's dream.
Yeah, that's the first time we've been in a fan's dream
that we know of.
Yeah, so if you guys ever have a dream of us,
please let us know. We'll definitely read on the show if it's funny or if it's weird or whatever.
Yeah, if it's not funny, fuck you.
That's like whatever.
But yeah, it's gonna be hard to top that one, honestly. And he said that he woke up and his leg was throbbing.
Yeah, so it's like a real life scenario going on.
Yeah. So anyways, this has been a blast. Last episode was like an hour and 50 minutes long of recording. This one's like an hour and a half. We're on fire. I hope you guys have enjoyed the last couple episodes. I am really feeling under the weather, and I hope that it doesn't show too much in the episodes.
I hope I don't get sick. That's all I care about.
Yeah, we're really doing our best here. As much as it's just us talking, it is kind of putting on a show, and I'm not feeling the best.
It's like your Jordan flu game.
Yeah, and sometimes you perform your best when you're under the weather.
Yeah.
What's that saying? Great obstacles.
Dress for success.
Lead to great no. Adversity leads to warriors. Conquerors. Beating. Winning.
Yeah, that's it.
All right. Well, anyways, Kyle, where can they follow you?
You can follow me on Instagram at KyleSafford36, and you can follow the podcast at Pims Podcast on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok if you fly that way. Hit us up. Like we said, if you have any dreams or anything like that or anything funny you want us to talk about, hit us up on Instagram. We'll 99% chance we'll reply to you unless you send the most annoying thing ever, like, hey, put me on the podcast.
Or, hey, come check out my beats.
Yeah, we get a lot of that. Don't send that to us.
Yeah. But anyways, you can follow me at Hey Narwhal on Twitter and Instagram. You can also subscribe to my personal YouTube channel called The Narwhal. And if you guys want to support the show, if you have been a fan for a while or you found our show recently and you like it, you can check out patreon.com/PimsPodcast, where basically you pledge a little bit of money. You pledge either $5, $10, or $15 for a month or multiple months, and you get some extra content, a bunch of cool stuff, so be sure to check it out.
It's worth it.
Also, I'm kind of bummed. I forgot to say it last episode, but every single one of you slimy little goobery little slobs, go onto the Apple Podcast app and leave a review, a rating and review. You type in with your gooby little fingers, you type peaked in middle
gooby.
You type in peaked in middle school. And then you click on that. It'll be the first thing. You scroll to the bottom. You rate 5 stars. You write something nice. It takes literally 13 and a half seconds, and it would make our day.
Yeah. We are currently at 52.
Yeah. So, anyways, thank you all so much. Hope you guys had a great day. There's new episodes every single Monday and Thursday, so be sure to check back. Tell your friends. Tell your grandma. With all that being said, we'll talk to you guys later. Goodbye.
Bye.